Today's tutorial is going to be focusing on a package that I discovered lately, and it's called the Rainbow Kit. So basically this is one of the easiest way of integrating the Dapp connection or the wallet connection in your application without having to worry about the rest. So what happens here is that you have a highly customizable component that you can add into your decentralized application to allow your users to connect to so many decentralized wallets. So this is called the Rainbow Kit, and with no further ado, let's quickly jump into the video and see how you can integrate that in your application. And so, as I said, today we are going to go through the Rainbow Kit. So all you need to do is to create a new project. As you can see, I already have a project right there called Rainbow Kit. So here you'll come to the rainbowkit.com, copy this. So we are going to install rainbow/me/rainbowkit, wagme, and ethers. So this is ethers.js, and this is wagme, and wagme is a collection. So let me go to wagme. So as you can see, this is a collection of React hooks that allow you to do so many things that you had to do yourself. So we have things like getting a contract and all those stuffs. But since here we are just going to go through the Rainbow Kit, there is no need of talking about wagme. We are going to go through the wagme dependency later on in another video. So right here, I copy this, I come to my project, I say Ctrl V, and I'm going to install that. So while that is installing, before installing, I'm going to create a new window here where I'm going to start my project. Okay, and this is a Next.js project. So I'm going to start the server, and this is going to be running on localhost 3000. Okay, so when that project is done, when that is done installing all these dependencies, what I'm going to do is to go through my code. And as you can see here, I have a simple Next.js app. So what I've done is I've created this in index.js. So I've deleted everything that was there and created a navbar and added an image. And later on, we are going to add a button down here. So this image is coming from OpenSea. It's the OpenSea image. So if I go to my localhost 3000, this is what we have right now, and it's very ugly. But for now, let's work with that because we're going to style that a little bit later. So when you come here, as you can see, the Rainbow Kit gives you like a nice way to connect your wallet. And the good thing I like about it, it's highly customizable. So you can change almost everything, and it really makes everything easy because to do what this offer you, you would in the past you would have to develop that for 5 days, and right now you just need to install that and implement that nice library, if I'm to call it like that. So with no further ado, let's jump in the docs and see what goes here. So when you jump in the docs, already you can see that they already have a new version. So we are going to use the new version. And with no further ado, let's quickly go back to our code and see how all that works. So here we are going to start in app.js. This is where everything starts from because we need to wrap all our component with some sort of wrapper. Here in app.js, we are going to need to import something from the wagme package. So I'm going to say import from wagme. Okay, so what we are going to import here, first thing we are going to import the wagme config. Next, we are going to import the config chains. Yeah, I think that's how it's called. Yeah, configure chains, and later on we are going to import create client and chain. What these do, wagme config will configure like a wrapper around the whole application with all the configuration. So configure chains, as you can see, we are going to put in some chains so that we can configure the chains that are going to be available for us to connect with. And we're also going to create a client. And this chain contains like so many chains. We have Polygon, Ethereum mainnet, Arbitrum, something like that. So moving forward, we are also going to import, I think this we're going to import for wagme slash connectors slash Um, this is no, not connectors, but providers. Okay, providers slash. As you can see, these are going to be the providers that you're going to use. So for now, we're just going to use Alchemy, but you can use Infura, you can use the JSON RPC or any other. But for now, we're going to import, I think it's called Alchemy provider. So moving forward, we are now going to initialize some constant, okay? We are going to initialize the project. So here I'm going to say const and I'm going to destructure this. We are going to say this is going to be the config. It's going to be the configure chain, okay? Because you're going to start with configuring the chain, be configure chains, and this takes in some parameters, okay? As you can see, it takes in an array of chains. So you're going to say chain dot. You can see Arbitrum, you can see Polygon, you can see Mumbai, you can see Ring B Robsten. So I'm going to say mainnet and also chain dot Polygon, and lastly chain dot Mumbai. And you can add as many chain as you want. It all depends on you. So we're also going to have the second parameter that will be another array that will take in all the providers. So in our case, we only use Alchemy provider. Okay, so I'm going to say Alchemy ID, and this is going to be equal to process dot env dot maybe Alchemy ID. So what happens here is that have like all the chains that you want to interact with, and you also have all the providers. So here you can also add Infura provider. We can also add the JSON RPC, and we'll be triggering between those ones or among those ones. So that's it about configuring chains. Next step, we are going to also add the connectors. Moving on, these configure chains will return two parameters, and the first one is going to be chains. It's also going to return provider. And these constant, we are going, all these variables, we are going to use them later on while initializing the client. So next step, we are going also to use another hook that will also return something that we are going to destructure. And this is going to be the get default. Oh, I've not imported that. So we are going to first import those ones before we use them. So what will happen, you're also going to say import, and we are going to import from the rainbow kit. Yeah, rainbow kit slash rainbow kit. And here we are going to import a couple of dependencies. We are going to have get default wallet. We are going to use a rainbow kit provider. And lastly, we are going to use, no, that's it for now. We can use those two. So now here what we're going to do is to say get default wallet, get default wallet, and basically these are the default settings. But as I said, like the rainbow kit is highly customizable, so I'm going to show you other options how you can customize it and make it, make it be embedded in your application. So right now we have here app name. Okay, so here we're going to say my app, and you can name it however you want. And then we are going to use next, we're going to use the chains. Okay, so that we get all the chains that we set up here to get them in our application, and we can switch between them or among them. So lastly, we are going to initialize now the rainbow kit. Okay, so we're going to say wordme client, and this is going to be equal to wordme config, no, to create client, sorry. So by creating the client, we are now going to use all our constant or all our variable. So we have one called autoconnect, and basically what autoconnect does is that when you reload your application, you can either keep the user logged in or you can log them out so that they can relog in. So in our case, you're going to say true. That means it's going to be auto connecting, and we don't have to connect our wallet every time we reload the application. So we're also going to use all the connectors that we defined up here. Oh, I did not import it. So this returns connectors. Okay. We're going to use them down here. And lastly, we're going to use the provider. And the provider, it came from up here. So after doing this, we have a couple of steps. um, what we are going to do is to put the providers, I mean, to wrap our application inside of the providers. Now, what you're going to do, we are going to wrap everything first of all inside of wagmi config. Okay, so we're going to say wagmi config, and after wrapping everything inside of wagmi config, we are also going to wrap it inside of the rainbow kit. So these are just providers, okay, so that we can use them in everywhere in our application. So lastly, I'm going to pick this and put it inside here so that our whole application has access to the rainbow kit and to the wagmi config. And remember, the wagmi package has I think has 20 hooks that you can use everywhere in your application because you have wrapped the whole application inside of that provider. But in this case, we are not going to use the wagmi providers. I was just showing how you can implement that wagmi package and get a user wallet connect very easy without having to configure it yourself or building that yourself. So here, instead of wagmi config, there is what we call I believe it's called client. Yeah, it's client. And we are passing in our configuration for the client. So you're going to say wagmi client. And we configured those right here. So now also inside of the rainbow kit, we are going to add something else. Okay? Because we also want to pass all the connectors, no, the chains right here so that they can get the whole application knows which chains we are going to use or we are going to connect with according maybe to where your contracts are deployed and kind of stuffs. So we are going to say chains equals chains, and this chains comes from right here. So that's pretty much it in app.js for now. So if you go to your application, if you go back to the application, localhost 3000, nothing basically happened, but the whole application knows right now that we have a package that wraps all the application, and we can use that package where we want. Okay, so going over that, we are now going to style that navbar. Okay, so I'm going to say navbar, and I'm going to provide some styling for the navbar, just normal styling. We're going to say height forem because I always want to use forem for the navbar. I'm going to say display flex and also align items. It's going to be center, and justify content is going to be space between. So what I want to achieve in this case is to have on the navbar the logo on one side and the connect button on the other side. Okay, so I'm also going to put some padding so that they don't touch the edges. So I'm going to say 0 and 20 pixels. Then later on, I'm going to do something else. I'll access the image inside of the navbar, and that will be that OpenSea image, this OpenSea image. Okay, and I'm going to give that a height of 100%, and it's going to be 100% of the parent element. That means the height is going to be 4 rem. Okay, so let's go back and check. Ooh, this is looking nice, right? At this point, I'm really satisfied with this, but you're going to add a little touch on it and change the background on the of that navbar. Okay, so I'm going to say background color, and this is going to be equal to RGB. Yeah, 242. Then we are trying to give it a grayish color, and this is going to be 243. And right here, we are also going to have 243. Yeah, 243, 243. And this is going to be a kind of a grayish color. So if I come here and you see that little grayish color that is appearing right there. So lastly, what you're going to use or what you're going to do is to go back here and see. So we have done the installation. Okay, so these are the steps that we did. Now we are going to add a connect button, and as you can see, all you need to do is to import connect button from rainbow kit and add that to your application. So here in index.js, all I will need to do is to do this and add that inside of the navbar. So I'm going to say connect button. So after adding this connect button, I'll go back, and as you can see, we already have a button here. But this button is not styled because we have not imported the CSS from the Rainbow kit. So if we go back to the documentation, you can see that we are going to have some CSS here, yeah, on installation. So that means in app underscore app.js, you need to import this line here. So if I go back to my app and in dot right, I mean in underscore app.js down here, I add the rainbow kit CSS. Okay, so I save that. After doing that, I go back here. You're going to see a connect button that is already customized and styled for you. So as you can see, that is a navbar for a decentralized application. And now the coolest part is this is already working. So when I click connect, you can see it shows me a pop-up with some wallet. So I'm going to try to connect to my MetaMask, and this pops up my MetaMask already. So I'm going to click here and connect. So you see connection and opening MetaMask. I believe this has to be because of network. Yeah, that's why it's taking some good time to do this work. But we're going to fix that. All right, so as you can see, we already have everything that you need here. You've connected, you can see here the network that you connected to. You can see your balance, and you can also see your account. So if you click here, remember we added Ethereum, Polygon, and Mumbai. So you can switch between or among those networks already. So the other step here is when you click on your account or on your address, you can copy the address and you can disconnect. Once you disconnect, you go back to connect wallet. So I'm pretty much satisfied with this, but as I said before, this is highly customizable. So if we come back to the docs, and you can see connect button right here. So if you scroll down, you can see the props that are available to the connect button. Connect wallet buttons. You can see you can change the label, you can change the account status, you can change the chain status, the show balance, and we are going to try to customize this as we want. So right now, I'm going to start with the label. So instead of saying connect wallet, since most users are afraid of that word, you can say sign in. So if you come back here, okay, and you see here label, and you say this is going to be sign in, and you go back to your app, already it's sign in, and it gets rendered according to the size of the text. So you can see sign in right there. Another customization that we can add is account status. So account status, basically, if you scroll down, you'll see you can say account status can be an avatar, an address. So if we say here account status is an avatar, look at what happens. So down, we say account status is going to be equal to an avatar. Yeah, avatar, and now you go back and refresh. So sign in with your MetaMask, and you see they are no longer showing the address, but they're only showing the avatar. So if you move forward and you don't want maybe your balances to be all the times available, it's kind of annoying. You can come here and then they have it. You can see it's called let me see, it's called here show balances. Okay, and you can see show balances is going to be false. So we have show balances, not change status, but show balances. Balance, sorry, it's going to be false. So I go back and reload, you won't see any balance, okay? And you see now this is kind of better, but let's customize it even more. So here, moving forward, let me see. Let's go through the docs again. You see other customization. So you can see we have small screen and large screen. So you can decide and be like, maybe when I'm on a large screen, I want to show the avatar and the address. But when I'm on a small screen, so that it doesn't look weird on the navbar, I can only show the avatar. And here, same story for the balance. You can say on a small screen, don't show the balance. On a large screen, show the balance. So going down, we have theming. Okay, so you can also customize the theme. And talking about the theme, this is the theme that you're talking about. Let me disconnect. So you see when you're trying to connect, this pop-up is right now it's white, but you can customize it. Maybe you say, maybe you have an application that is in dark mode. Okay. So to do that, maybe to add dark mode, you can come back to app.js, and from here you import dark mode. Okay, it's already there and it's available. So what you're going to do is to come to the rainbow kit and also add, I believe it's called theme. Okay, so then you say dark mode, dark theme, sorry, dark theme. After doing that, you already have dark theme available. So to prove you that, if I click sign in again, you see this whole pop-up has become black. It's no longer white. And if you want to change it, to customize it the more, we have a place here for further customization. Okay, so let me show you where how you can again customize it further. So you see accent color, foreground, border radius, font stack. So you can customize it according to what you want for your application. So we see down here we have chains. We have talked about the chains here, and these are the different chains that are available right now. You have custom connect button. You can change basically everything on that custom connect button. We have a custom theme. Okay, you can also change the theme maybe according to your application, and not putting just white and dark theme. You can have another theme that you want, and you can customize it without breaking anything on the application. So we also have another thing right here. It's called, yeah, it's right here. You can have a number of wallets. Okay, so you can have the Rainbow wallet, Coinbase wallet, Wallet Connect, MetaMask, and any other wallets that you want. So to do that, this time you are going to say connectors for wallet. So before we're saying default connectors, where is it? Yeah, we have get default connectors, but here you can add connectors for wallet and use that instead of the default connectors. So what we do here, I'm going to do just this, okay, so that we save some times. So instead of doing these connectors, okay, we are going to we are going to comment this and do this. So now we are only going to have the Rainbow wallet and the Wallet Connect. So watch what happens here. We get an error, expected oh, okay, when we're importing we did not add a comma. Those are errors that happen, so you need to refresh the whole thing. And as you can see, they say wallet is not defined because we also need to import wallet here. Yep, those are small issues that happen. So right now, if you click on sign in, you can only see the Rainbow wallet and Wallet Connect as we specified it. And this is good because it allows you to add more and more wallets as you go or as your app scales. So there is also a cool mode that I liked, but I won't show you how it works. So basically what happens here is that when you click maybe on a certain wallet, if you have added this mode, it pops up those small wallets. And I think this could be a really good use case for gaming. Okay. So you can add this maybe to add that the liveness on your application. So I think right now that's pretty much it about the Wallet Connect. But maybe in the future I could do another video about the WAGMI and use all those hooks because we have so many hooks like signing transaction hook, bringing the contract. I mean, there are so many hooks, a number. I think there are 20 hooks.